All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now we should probably come down quite a bit. Yeah, today's kind of a bittersweet day here in the shop. It's the last use of the CNC machine here in the shop. And it's just going to be a quick and easy job flattening a slab table or an epoxy table. I think it's like 25 by 50, something like that. So not a huge panel to flatten at all, but I'm in the middle of moving, so no dust collection, and I've got crap piled on it. So I've got to get everything cleared off so we can get to work, because tomorrow the CNC machine goes bye-bye. It'll no longer be in my possession tomorrow. I've said many times in the past that I don't make anything to sell so that I can focus on the digital side of creating. I do, however, have one paying customer, and that is my friends Zach and Jason from Back 40 Customs in Tupelo, Mississippi. They come down from time to time to flatten their large slabs and epoxy tables, and if you're interested in a custom table of any kind, I give these guys a huge thumbs up. I recommend reaching out to them sooner rather than later because they stay busy. I've also said many times that I'll never run this machine again without dust collection, and here we are, running it without dust collection. And if I remember correctly, this table was around 25 inches by 50 inches. So for a job this small, I'm not going to take the time to create a toolpath and V-carve. It's just faster jogging the machine with the keyboard arrows and just going it all manual. We usually flatten the top first, flip it over, and then flatten the bottom. And with a machine like this, you can also very easily add pockets for any seat channel that you're using, but we didn't do that here. Dust everywhere, dust in places that I didn't know existed. Once again, I will confidently say that I'll never run this machine again without dust collection. The next morning, Greg, who is the new owner of the machine, and his friend and son came to pick up the machine, and we estimated this machine to be about 1,000 pounds. Of course, that depends on how much MDF is thrown into the equation with the horizontal and vertical spoil boards. Now, moving it with the gantry attached didn't sound like the best thing to do, so we removed it, and this requires moving a few bolts and a few wires. Oh, by the way, Greg, he runs STL Woodworking out of Georgia, so if you want to see this machine in action again, be sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'll include links for STL Woodworking as well as Back 40 Customs in the description. Now, I have moved this fully assembled machine without taking the spindle off by myself twice in this shop and used an automotive floor jack with a large beam under the center leg support. So the way I do it is, when the gantry was on, I would jack up the center leg slightly and then slowly kind of jog the spindle to find that little balance point. Again, I'm not lifting it up crazy heavy. I'm just kind of trying to find that little balance point. And for me, it worked great. Obviously, this isn't a good solution for a long distance move, so we did take the spindle and gantry off. But in this case, our balance was it was off considerably, but nothing unmanageable. So here's the thing: when Greg told me he rented a box truck to move this machine, I kind of chuckled under my breath, just like I did right there. I know the height of box trucks and the short lift gate that they have, and you know, this is a 5-foot by 10-foot machine. It's slightly larger than that in both directions. I just could not picture this plan working, but hey, let's figure it out, right? Greg's plan worked great, actually. I gotta eat my words there. He brought two 6-foot 2x12s and ratchet strapped them to the lift gate, which essentially turns the lift gate into a forklift. That's brilliant, right? That's brilliant. Round of applause for Greg, everybody. Round of applause. Now, because the electrical boxes and the vertical table are all on the front half, having the front and middle legs on the 2x12s is basically all that was needed. The lift was doing all of the work. I would definitely, recommend doing this with caution if you do this. Still probably shouldn't recommend it, but we were literally there just to stabilize it. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now we should probably come down quite a bit.
Yeah, because we're tilted there.
Can
you get to it?
I got to it. Now again, this jack's crazy.
Okay. I'm going to try to give some support, but not much. Go ahead.
1, 2. All right, slowly coming down.
Keep coming. You got plenty. I still got 3 inches off over here. That's good right there.
Right there?
Yep.
Here's a better look at my jack setup here. Now this wooden beam, it is critical in my opinion. It's above the jack, in between the right below the aluminum beam, and rather than putting all of the upward force from the jack directly into the middle of that aluminum beam, which I think would damage it. Haven't tried it, but I think it would damage it. I think this wooden block, I think, is absolutely necessary if you do something like this at your own risk. All right, that should be enough to balance it still.
Yep.
You have to push down on your side?
Yeah.
I'm
pulling up on this side too.
Let's go back 1, 2, 3. There's no lip in the way. Okay. Let me get out from the bottom. Go all the way to the back?
Pretty dang close. Right about. Get enough room to get that in up there, the stand.
Oh, the carts.
Yeah, we'll keep going. All right, that's fat boy done.
Done. D-O-N-E, done. All right, well, we get the back out. Can I drop it?
You can drop it.
Do you want this beam to help lift up in the middle?
If you don't care, I would love to have it.
I prefer it to stay so it doesn't damage. Alright. Let's get out of this trailer. Or truck, rather. You can stop that now, thank you. After the hard work is done, you know, it's a walk in the park from here on out. The rest of the parts can be loaded. And I'm, at this point, rocking a very, very good new sense of relief that this plan actually worked. We only took off the gantry, and we also took off the spindle power box.
That's what we did. Yeah. Did you hear the rumors about butter? About Ugga? Well, I can't spread it.
I'd tell you this joke about Autumn, but I don't think you'd fall for it.
I know.
What's yours, Tyler K?
What's my vampire's favorite fruit?
Vampire's favorite fruit.
What's that?
Nectarine.
Nectarine.
So yes, you absolutely can move these modular bolt-together CNC machines with relative ease, actually. It's not as daunting as you may think. Be careful not to put too much upward force into one delicate area. Watch your flex if there is any flex, and don't get too carried away with it. I don't want to offer anybody bad advice. I just want to share my experience that it's possible. Be careful if you try to do it yourself. I'm sure, I'm nearly positive that Avid CNC, the company, probably doesn't recommend what we just did. So I want to throw that little disclaimer out there. Again, if you want to see that CNC machine in action down the road, check out Greg at STL Woodworking. I'll have a link in the description below to him, as well as Back 40 Customs for custom tables and whatnot. So what does that mean for me in my shop, my next shop? You guys know that I love CNC technology. What am I going to do? Am I going to get a different brand of CNC or whatever? I don't think I'm going to get a different brand of CNC machine. I really think that the Avid CNC, the modular aspect of it, how you can manipulate it to your exact needs, I think that really plays well into my workflow and what I want out of the machine. So I'm going to get a different Avid CNC machine. So stay tuned for Avid 2.0. I've got to stop recording because I need to turn the AC back on. It's hot in here. We'll see you in the next video.
Make sure to subscribe to Dave's Custom Creation.